with all these 40K videos I've been making, which I've been enjoying, and I'm still going to make more of them because, you know, it's my current interest, I kind of forgot about some of my other interests. Because that's just the way my brain works. It goes from cool this thing to cool this thing to wow, cool this thing. And then it'll be years later like, wow, cool, here's this first thing again. So I kind of forgotten to make a video about Warframe's newest update that's going to come out next week. So I figured I'd go ahead and make a quick video talking about the newest Warframe, Seraphim Frame, Jade. So this is basically a video going over all of her abilities, including her passive, and everything that you need to know about her before Jade Shadows. Her passive is called Anointed. Now, Anointed actually has two separate interesting things about it. The first one is it gives Jade a second aura slot. Now, for those of you who don't play Warframe, an aura slot basically gives you something extra, whether it be a boost to your maximum health, or a sprint speed, or it gives you an enemy radar, or I guess boosts enemy radar since all Warframes now have their own enemy radar, but it also has a secondary effect. It gives them a debuff. Upon looking into the abilities and like actually having their descriptions written down right here, this debuff seems to be called Judgment, which increases damage done by every single source, which means like increases weapon damage as long as they're under the effect of this debuff. Her first ability is called Light's Judgment. It creates a small little area that as long as an ally is standing within it, they get a healing buff. And as long as you're standing within the area, you get that buff indefinitely. But if you move out of the area, it has a short timer before it runs out. And the other part of this ability applies the debuff that I'm referring to as Judgment. I'm just going to refer to it as Judgment because they keep referencing Judgment in her ability descriptions, so I'm just going to call this debuff Judgment. The second applies the debuff Judgment, where every enemy in that area, instead of healing, whereas it'll heal allies, it'll do damage over time to the enemies and apply the debuff. You can have 3 of these areas active at one time. Now the next ability is actually 3 separate buffs that you can cycle through called Symphony of Mercy. So real quick, gonna go over every single buff. The first one is Power of the 7, which increases your ability strength by 30%. Next, there is Deathbringer, that increases your weapons damage by 100%. And finally, Spirit of Resilience, which gives a plus 25% to your shield regen. Now, a couple things that are to note about the buffs in general are, the way Warframe buffs work like this is, you tap the cast ability button to cycle through the abilities. Then you tap and hold the cast button in order to actually use them. Now, of course, this means you can accidentally miscast an ability, and then unfortunately you have to cast it again, wasting time and also using more energy, which can kind of mess you up a little bit. But with all these buffs, you don't have to recast if you cast the wrong buff. You simply have to cast it and it won't cost any energy. And another interesting thing is, every enemy you kill, and it says that, I'm reading this directly, every enemy you kill that is surrounded by a blessing increases the duration of each buff. Now, I don't know what the blessings are. I assume it's referring to the buffs, but I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me on that. Ophanim Eyes. This ability can do 2 things. First, what any enemy Jade is looking at will not only be slowed down, but it will remove their armor. And the next part of this ability is, if you have a down teammate, when this ability is active, you just look at them and it revives them from a distance. Now for Glory on High, where Jade becomes incredibly small and is able to fly around like she's in an Arcwing. And she's able to fire an exalted weapon. Now, while she can't fire it, it also mentions that any enemy under the effect of Judgment, you can activate the secondary fire button. You can use a secondary fire button, and in doing that, it causes a massive amount of damage. That's everything we know about Jade until the updates is out on June 18th, 2024, next week. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. This is Production. See you guys next time.